Ever since 1792, when the stock traders who used to gather under the buttonwood tree at the foot of what had been de Waal Street in Old New Amsterdam decided to move their business indoors, the battle of Wall Street versus Main Street has been shorthand for the conflicts of the interests of people who make money by speculating it with those who earn money by working for it. As we continue our Occupy Wall Street coverage with Michael Moore and with tonight's third story, it's thus perhaps no surprise that the movement is now headed for Main Street. Demonstrators have marched and chanted in Boston, Chicago, Albuquerque, Raleigh, Los Angeles, LA tonight, matter of fact, and Denver. Tomorrow it's Philadelphia, Thursday D.C., and a separate event in Houston. On the 15th, Phoenix and Pittsburgh. Also being planned rallies in smaller cities, Santa Fe, Little Rock, Mason City, Iowa. Japan and Europe might be next. Michael, that's literally where it goes from here.
That's right.
Figuratively, where does it go from here, do you think, based on your experience and what you've seen in your 3 trips down there?
I think that that not only is this going to continue, these cities that you mentioned, this is what's so wonderful about this. There really isn't anything driving this other than what Wall Street has done and what those who are in charge of our economy have done. They've wrecked so many lives. They like I said, they overplayed their hand in such a bizarre way. They weren't just happy enough with having multi-billions. They wanted tens and hundreds of billions, maybe even trillions. And so
kleptomania, as you said.
They're kleptomaniacs is what they are. They're out of control. I think it really is some kind of a sociopathic illness, and they now want us to live in a kleptocracy where the kleptomaniacs run the show. This is going to spread. I said this last week. I said it 2 weeks ago when I first spoke with you. And the mainstream media was trying to just poo-poo this. Oh, it's just a few down there, don't worry. Well, what happened on Saturday, not just here, but as you said, in Boston and LA and Chicago and elsewhere. And now Wednesday, I just heard, is going to be National Student Walkout Day. This is going to start to organize on college campuses.
Okay, great.
And these students have... I have a niece that goes to one of the UC schools out in California. They're talking about raising their tuition from when already, this is just tuition, not room and board, but it's already at something like $16,000 a year or a semester, whatever. Now they want to raise it to $21,000. Students out there are already protesting this, but this is going to dovetail with so many things. People who've lost their homes, the 50 million who don't have health insurance, all the disparate groups of people who've been affected by the greed on Wall Street. They have had it. And I'll tell you, President Obama, he'd be smart right now to not just give another speech, but actually have his Justice Department either have a special prosecutor or an investigation and go after the people that stole this money. The people want a perp walk. They want to see people led away in handcuffs with a coat over the head. That's
right.
And because that's going to be some form of justice. But let me tell you, these people who are down there, and myself included, in Liberty Plaza down there in Zuccotti Park, it's not just about getting a bill passed in Congress now. It's not just about arresting one banker or the head of Goldman Sachs having to testify again. This is something much larger. We oppose the way our economy is structured. The economic system itself, at its core, is unfair. It's not just, and it's not democratic. And we live in a democracy, and we have to have full democracy now, not just voting for politicians. Oh yeah, I live in a democracy because I get to vote. I, you, everybody else here wants a say in how this economy is run. We are affected by it in our daily lives, and people are not going to tolerate this anymore.
All right. Without a message, obviously, there's no movement. I think we agree this is organic, but there are lots of imperative messages that never go anywhere, for want of a better word, for lack of packaging, messaging, salesmanship. You're one of the few people who has a feel for both of these things, for the imperative message and the way to present it to people. Do you have advice to the Occupy crowd about, for want of that better term, packaging what they're doing from here on in?
I think that what they're doing, and actually I'd rather listen to them. I'd rather take their advice, because I've been down there at their assemblies and I have heard some incredible things. They are concerned about the short-term goals: tax the rich, jail the bankers, a moratorium on foreclosures so no one's thrown out of their home, reintroduce a real health care bill that covers everyone, truly covers everyone. These are what should be the short-term goals. But the larger, long-term goal is these people, especially the young people, do not want to grow up, do not want to live in a society where the upper 1% owns everything, including our political system, and the other 99% are supposed to scramble for the crumbs. They reject that system outright, and I think what's going to come out of this is that not that a new political party is going to form, but a movement that says we are the 99%. We are the country. We are part of not just this country, but the greater world that's being affected by this. We are the 99%. The 1% in a democracy do not call the shots. I think the 99% do, and that's where this is hopefully going to, where it's going to head.
Amen. So I should go?
You should go.
Yeah.
Yes,
no,
yes.
I'm going to go.
Yes.
I'm going to go at this point. We're working out the details.
All right. Oh, man, they'll be really happy to see you down there.
Fill in for me when I don't make it back. Michael Moore, the new book I should mention, because he mentions it whenever I have a new book, is Here Comes Trouble, Stories from My Life. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you very much, Keith.
And, okay, here you go. Go Tigers.
All right, he said it. I can't believe it.
No,
There's hope.
Yeah.